And oh wait, I need more volume. And we're live. It's us. It is the Random Kristian Show, and I am Christian, and that is Matt, and that is Brian, and this is the Dead Campers. If you can hear it, kind of, maybe, but not really. And my phone, I forgot to silence my phone. Yeah, all right. So that was smart. Anyway, that's what makes this so random. And yeah, that's what we do. So now we're on Do Not Disturb, and I can't be disturbed, and we can just rock out to the Dead Campers and Matt and Brian and brain chips and Elon Musk trying to control the world through brain chips and bullying. So that's kind of what I'm going with. But how are you, gentlemen? How are you? Anybody?
What? All I can hear is the music. And are we on YouTube visually also, or
shouldn't we be?
No, all of us.
No, not all of you. No.
Oh, okay.
I haven't gotten. I still haven't patched you in through the board well and all that. So there's things going on, man, and so it's
just asking.
Why are you yelling at me? No, but I'm working on it. I am. I promise. So I'm working on it. People out in YouTube land. So anyway, Brian, Matt, hello.
Hi. Hello.
So you guys were getting drowned out by the music. I apologize. But we could hear you because you are coming through the board in a way, but you can't. Anyway, so that
I could hear the music great this time.
Because the speaker is right behind the iPad there. So I rearranged my studio a little bit. So because I'm doing that narration thing, and it was easier this way with the iPad there. So anyway, things going well out there. Everybody's COVID free, no murderous bees attacking, and what was the other latest? Oh, the hurricanes and yeah, well, we're all fairly well inland, except for Matt, who could suffer from hurricanes and firenadoes.
I think they just call them tropical storms over here on the West Coast.
Wow. Oh, so it's too good for you to be called a hurricane out there in California. You've got to have tropical storms.
So did you know that hurricanes are only Atlantic items, and then they call Pacific ones typhoons?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just trivia that I've picked up somewhere along the way. Random
and as ours
trivia.
Up from the Pacific, the West Coast of Mexico, they call them tropical storms. And we don't really get too many water spouts, as we call them.
Yeah. Well, and so
water spouts. Whoa.
What's okay, so there's typhoons, yeah.
Water tornado.
Water tornado. It's a water twister. That's what they call them out here, is twisters. You know.
Saw that movie.
They're not in the water. They can be, I guess, at times. And that's what makes this random. By the way, we are now number 1 in Albania. Just so
no way.
We've been picked up by Albania, and we are huge in Albania.
That's crazy.
So, not as huge as Ireland. Ireland's still next to the U.S. is tops. But that, we're huge. Otherwise, Jamaica and Germany. Don't forget Jamaica and Germany. Yay! Feeling Irie man with the Wiener Schnitzel, yeah.
Feeling Irish Schnitzel.
I'm so offended. So many people.
And there goes Germany and
Jamaica. Yep. So no more jerk chicken Wiener Schnitzel from the Albanians. And yeah. So I don't know if you caught that, but we are number 1 in Albania now, Brian. So
it's the little things that really build your audience and your program.
Yeah, that people in Albania actually listen to us and go, "Oh, right on."
I am trying to learn English. These guys are not helping.
Oh yeah, if you're trying to learn the English language, this is such the wrong place to be. But well, you know, either way, you'll still sound cool. There's nobody will understand what you're saying. So I learned a bit of trivia the other day, and it has nothing to do with anything we're talking about, so it fits perfectly into what we are doing. The band Toto, I'm sure you're both familiar with, correct? Yeah. And
Yes.
many people might be out there. The song 99. Okay. This is going to sound so weird, but it's totally true. The lead singer was infatuated with Barbara Feldon from Get Smart since he was a kid. So
who wasn't?
He wrote, I know, she was kind of a sexy chick. But he wrote the song 99 about her in Get Smart.
What was she age at 99 or something?
Yeah, she was 8. Haven't you seen Get Smart with the shoe phone and no, you're too busy.
I mean, are we talking talking about the old school series, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you have to remember, I was a young kid when that came out, and I wasn't like super aware of what was going on in those kinds of things. So, I mean, I remember a lot of Star Trek because that was my dad's favorite show. But beyond that, we were just not TV watching family that much.
Yeah. I know.
So they on Nickelodeon, like back in the late '80s or something like that, used to show Get Smart all the time.
Oh, see,
That's
now
right.
I was, doing things in the late '80s, and so I was kind of confused on how to work a TV. But yeah. So yeah, she was Brian knows exactly what I'm talking about. She was the hot sidekick agent that actually was like the workhorse behind the team of Get Smart, and
the smart one.
Yeah, she was the smart one. So, but anyway, and she was right smart, hot baby. Yeah. So anyway, I just found that out like the other week, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So of course I have to tell everybody I know that doesn't care about what I know, and it's
and I have to tell you something, Chris. I don't know that song.
99. Well, now you have to Google it. So
when you said 99, the first thing that pops into my head,
99 Left Balloons,
the 80s, is 99 Red Balloons. The second thing is the song 99 by the Minutemen.
Oh, well, there you go.
And then
or Big Audio Dynamite, the other 99.
Oh, and then let's see, and there you go.
Cool, Brian. Wow.
So
yeah,
you're talking your mainstream top 40 band with your 99 there now.
Well, I am a product of the 80s, so what can we do? All right, so yeah. So, and pretty sure we've totally lost Albania now, but let's bring them back with I actually got into a deep philosophical conversation at work, and I work in the trucking industry, so I was kind of taken aback at this guy's knowledge of all this stuff. But we were talking about somebody brought up Elon Musk, and they were talking about electric cars, and then it went into how he's developed that brain chip. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I looked it up after you mentioned it.
Okay, yeah.
So
It's incredible, and I guess he's already done several experiment or tests, I guess, or whatever you call them, beta tests, whatever, with rats and some monkeys and stuff.
And a pig. I saw a thing with a pig.
And a pig. Okay. So yeah. So basically, this motherboard chip thing that he puts in your brain or whatever, like it has your body heal itself. And so like cancer, no more problems.
How though?
Cancer is your body, trying to kill itself. basically.
Well, yeah. I mean,
okay, it stops
but
it.
How does this chip do this?
It tells your brain to stop doing it. So,
it will potentially do that.
Apparently, it's working because he's experimented with other animals and they've cured these animals. And like you injure yourself, I guess you heal quicker. And I mean, the applications are extraordinarily numerous.
I don't trust that guy.
No,
that's my whole thing.
That's where
him.
I kind of started.
I think he's a evil supervillain.
Evil genius.
Yeah. He's got his own space industry, his own car industry, and now the chipping of people.
Right. Doesn't he also own a big solar company for homes?
Yeah. Which before I found out more and more stuff about him was just like when we redo our roof here, which we're going to have to do eventually. The tiles that they've come up with are fantastic.
Yeah, they're like shingles.
Yeah, they look good.
But they're solar panels. So
I don't like the guy. I don't want to support him.
Why? Because he's made fantastic shingles that
No, because of some of his political aspirations and because he's one of those men's rights activists. Like, come on, men aren't losing rights. You didn't know that?
I've lost a few rights. And
but that's because you got married.
That's totally different, dude.
Damn it.
I mean, no, but like
took my punchline.
Like what is some white guy? What privileges have you lost in this world? Not a lot. I mean, and you really won't.
He's a billionaire.
I'm sorry.
He can lose or make as many rights as he wants.
He can buy as many as he wants.
He can buy all the rights he wants.
And sell all the rights he wants.
I don't support him and his philosophical leanings.
Well, and the thing about it is, and what really got us going into this whole tirade was, I mean, again, think of the applications. First off, and I'm going to go super nerd, comic, dork, unintellectual, geek boy, but if we look back into the Iron Man and Captain America series, the super soldier serum, okay, basically the same thing. I mean, except this is a brain chip so basically if somebody's you're developing basically a super soldier robot, except it's a human. And I mean, you pump up their adrenal glands so they get bigger and stronger and more powerful and faster and quicker reflexes. And I mean, actually somebody could be Bluetoothing in on you and controlling you somewhere. Yeah. I mean, if you think about that, but, and I mean, yes, I get all the incredible medical applications. Yes, it would be great that, it stops cancer and
that's not regrows. That's not what it's going to be used for, though.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'm going with, because they were all talking. Oh yeah, well, it cures cancer, and then I went, evil genius just stepped in here, and I want to say you could also control people left and right.
Well, I mean, who's because they're trying to collect data on how your brain works and everything. But
the thing is, they can also what this chip will allow your brain to do, they can also take away. So let's say all of a sudden you hear a little too much of something going on. Oh, well, here's that delete button. There you go. What?
And you're a drilling puddle of bleh.
Well, you just you don't remember your 5th year anniversary and things like that. So
that would be a perfect out, though. Like, honey, it's the
I got too close to the microwave.
Yeah.
it fried my calendar portion of my brain. So sorry. I still love you though.
But I just couldn't tell you what day it is or when anything ever happened.
Right. So have you guys seen though that that patent that Microsoft applied for this past year?
The 666.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's a whole bunch of wait, hang on. So it's a big long string of numbers for the patent number, and it's got 666 in it. So people have kind of but okay. So the
project was called. We're just going to call this project 666, and we need to patent it.
No.
So but so the patent is a Bitcoin connected technology that would reward somebody for doing certain physical things in the right pattern, and they would earn a coin. So this is basically, I mean, if you kind of strip it down to its bottom line, if somebody is supposed to be, I don't know, putting something together and their hands are doing this all day long as they do that correctly for the specified amount of time, they earn their money. Is one way to look at it. It's the crazy. Just go look it up.
So is it for?
Excuse me.
So like basically like you're getting paid to do a job, and if you do it correctly, you get a bonus kind of a thing.
To be honest with you,
it even be your pay.
Right. I think it's your pay, but the point is that they're basically saying that they would know if you're doing it right, and if you are, then you would get paid through some sort of cryptocurrency. So it's got a lot of really weird applications when you just take it on even what it says in the patent.
Okay. So as long as you follow a certain motor pattern of continuous activity in a certain manner, you're rewarded.
Right.
Okay. All right. So like that's somebody typing on a keyboard all day, as long as they continue that for 8 hours, they get a day's pay or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what they mean, but you know how patents are always vaguely enough worded so that they can apply it to almost anything.
Yeah, you've got a huge.
But yeah, window. I mean that's how I envisioned it. But I've seen other people write about it saying, well, it has this kind of implication. It has that kind of implication where, basically if you want to eat, if you want to live, if you want to do whatever, you have to do what we say, And so if you've got a Elon Musk chip in your brain, monitoring you and monetizing you, monetizing you, these guys now have the ability to say, well, you didn't do it right, you don't get to eat. You didn't do it right, you don't, Scary stuff in my book.
So it's turning humans into
lab rats.
Yeah, the Borg.
Yeah, you're the rat in the maze.
Yeah, you're just truly a cog in the machine.
Right.
Or Pavlov's dog. How many more references can we make?
Hey, could you, we could also play the oh gosh, I can't believe I can't. Anyway, whatever. Go ahead. Pink Floyd, "Welcome to Machine."
Oh,
took me a second to
you almost came down to my level, Brian. It was awesome. Now you're back up there again, and I'm down here. And
I could think of the song and the lyric, where they're like, "Welcome to Machine." Oh. Yeah. Anyway. But I couldn't think of the band name all of a sudden. I could see the prism and the
triangle.
All that stuff. And just.
That's off of Wish You Were Here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Which all right.
Stoner.
Pink Floyd album.
What? Do what?
What?
I don't know. I was totally
Here's a random thing no one knows anything about except for me and my wife. So.
Well, your cat?
My cat loves
Pink Floyd,
album Dark Side of the Moon.
Weird.
And I went and bought, you could put it on and she'd find the sweet spot in the stereo center of the room and just crash out and listen to this entire album, right? And it's hilarious. So I went and bought Wish You Were Here because that's I love that album. She doesn't like it.
Well,
interesting.
But you put on Dark Side of the Moon, and she's like, "Oh yeah, this album's great."
So, what does she think of Nevermind the Bullets?
She's all right with some punk rock, most punk rock.
Sandinista?
What she really doesn't like is bebop. So I didn't know that's not music; it's noise. I don't need to hear screechy saxophones, and
keep
and
your
anyway,
yeah.
So
Matt's cat gets high and listens to Pink Floyd.
Elon would say,
"Get a little bit of catnip."
Yeah,
catnip. Everyone's memory of that conversation.
Yeah. So
please.
Yeah. So what were we talking about? Yeah. See, it worked, didn't it? All right.
Yeah. We were talking about Elon Musk and brain chips and brain computers that connect us to the grid.
Yeah.
And then we realized that there was a connection between the Microsoft patent.
Right.
And anyway,
I remember because we talked about that was like months ago that we were talking about that on an email or something through Facebook, and we were like, "Oh my gosh!" And
that's crazy.
But yeah. So there you go, more corporate world trying to take over our world, and have you guys ever watched The Blacklist yet?
Yes,
what's the
some
first
of it.
season of
Oh
it
my god.
Faded out.
Oh, how can you? Oh, so awesome. So many things in it ring true. It's not even funny. Just so much. All the double scheme, triple scheme, double, triple, quadruple agents, and oh my gosh, it's. I mean, seriously, you just sit there and you're like, wow, I can just so see how this is true. Like, and then you start getting in. I mean, I know there was like, oh, conspiracy theories and stuff, but dude, the whole 9/11 thing, you can see how that could have really been part of a government distraction to take care of this and that. And while this was going on, we got to be able to do that, but they'll never know because they were all worried about this while we were doing this, and these people were doing that, and then we snuck this in while they were looking at that while we were doing this, and. Dude.
Well, I mean, it was the 22nd. I mean, was it the 10th of September? Before 9/11, the day before that, Cheney made the announcement that they had lost $1 trillion through the Pentagon, and then the very next day, you've got that whole thing. So it never reaches the news. Nothing ever comes of it.
That's what I'm saying. Huge smoke and mirrors, and nobody.
Well, the whole thing.
What happened? Oh my god! Wait, what?
It's all interconnected. Everything. I mean,
yeah, that's why you need to watch The Blacklist. Everybody needs to watch The Blacklist.
But it's too real.
That's what makes it awesome. Plus, James Spader, right? That's the guy.
Yeah,
dude, he plays that role so. Oh my gosh, he's so awesome. I have like full on new respect for him. I never really cared for him much as an actor, but he's just like amazing.
Wasn't he in Less Than Zero?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he did some cool roles, but I was like, whatever, James Spader.
Wait, was he in?
He was in Less Than Zero. He was in Pretty in Pink, right?
Yeah, Pretty in Pink. That's it. That's the other one he was in.
Yeah, a couple of those movies, and yeah,
Gleaming the Cube.
What? He was in Gleaming the Cube?
Wasn't he? No,
I don't know.
Later.
Are you Googling it?
Oh yeah.
I'm looking up on IMDb.
Matt's camera totally went off, so all of a sudden I'm like, Matt's Googling.
I mean, I know that he's on. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
James Spader. He's also one of my favorite characters on The Office. Robert California.
He was on The Office? I mean, I don't watch The Office, so I don't know.
He was a boss for a couple seasons.
Well, there you go. See, we learn something new every day. but yeah, so that's why everybody needs to watch The Blacklist, and that's why that's important. So it's the only thing I'm really good at knowing about is, stupid shows on TV. But so
and he was in that movie you said. Because all I can remember is Robert Downey Jr. and Andrew McCarthy.
Oh, Andrew McCarthy.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, but James Spader is also in it.
Oh, is he really?
He played some character named Rip. I haven't seen the movie in forever, so.
Yeah, it's been quite.
Well, what's funny is I have a tendency to mix the two of them up, Andrew McCarthy and him. From back in the day, they had kind of a similar look.
Yeah. And they
sort of like the guy. Who's the guy that played Ducky and Matthew Broderick? Those guys for a while back in the day were kind of a similar style look and that kind of thing.
Yeah, what's that guy's
name?
2.5
Men.
2.5 Men. Yeah.
Yep.
That guy.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. But anyway, for back in the day, those two kind of had,
one of those memorable characters.
Well, I mean, I remember movies. I don't remember like the actors. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where I'm like, I don't know the actor's name off the screen because, frankly, I don't really get into that celebrities' lives.
Right.
As much as I'm like, hey, if I like the movie, I like the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's a good movie. When my wife and I talk about people, that's how I never say, "Oh, Matthew Broderick." I go, Ferris Bueller, and he's married to the girl from, blah 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 blah, and people be like, "Oh, Matthew Broderick, you idiot."
You moron! You should know this.
That's what I said, Ferris Bueller.
So yeah, right. Yeah. And so, so that's why everybody needs to watch The Blacklist, and that's why James Spader is such a great actor. And we pull it back into the brain chip from Elon Musk. So yes, he is, I think, evil genius. I think he's doing a great job as disguising it as a medical application, which is how he's basically selling everything. But again, total nerd boy right now, going into back to the comic reference in Iron Man. Okay, when they start building all the Iron Man suits, the other guy, now I can't remember the other character, but he's doing the same thing. He's stolen the technology of the Iron Man suit and making Iron Man suits for the Army and the U.S. Navy and Marines and stuff. And he's got all these different suits, and he's going to control them. But the thing is, then all of a sudden, his little Russian buddy that he has helped work the programming and stuff hijacks it all and starts controlling them all to attack all the people at the show that they're presenting it to. And it's the same principle. I mean, yes, it could be totally awesome and totally helpful and make everything great, but then it can so go wrong. And
it's a mass Manchurian Candidate situation.
I was building up to it. Damn it.
Damn it. I'm sorry. Well, let's rewind.
No, it's cool. No, then you've got the whole Manchurian Candidate thing going on, which, and again, also a great book, but a real good movie with
Angie Dickinson.
Well,
sorry,
not even doing that. Matt just did this, but talking
that's
about
some serious ancientness right there.
Oh man,
I was gonna say she did hold her looks for quite some time.
Red.
You are, dude. You're so red right now.
No, man.
But
it was fine until you showed everyone what I did.
Well, yeah, and then, but see, the one with Denzel Washington, I think, was actually better.
I've never seen either.
Oh no, the one with Denzel Washington was in it, and that's who I was trying to remember. Because I forgot about the 70s version, the original movie version. But anyway, Oh God, yeah, the whole. I mean, you just see how they can control things so quickly through something like that, and that's why I mean, pray to God that it doesn't ever come to fruition. But with the whole Microsoft patent, like Brian was saying, and this could very easily, or a subversion of it, which they say subversion, but then once it's implanted, yeah, you're pretty much cooked at that point. So I wouldn't bank on it. It's just another way of the government and everybody trying to, well, I want to say the government, but it's really the government's controlled by the corporations now. So there's really no government. It's whatever corporation is in power. And oh man, I'm going to go on a rant, aren't I? I shouldn't.
It's getting close, man. I can feel it.
So it's
the
right there.
Group and
and
right. Rothschilds.
Oh, here we go. Yeah,
it all comes down to banking, and then all the banking stuff that's going on the last week that's starting to come out, like Deutsche Bank.
Dude, and London is like the hub of money laundering in the world.
Yeah,
but hasn't that been for a long time?
Right, but again, they're actually openly saying it now, as opposed to hinting at it.
Yeah,
we're not good at anything else, but we launder the hell out of money.
Is people are like, well, aren't there banking regulations in place to do? Well, if you're a bank and you don't want to report something and you don't really care because you're making money,
yeah,
banking regulations. Who's enforcing those regulations?
Kind of went right out the window, didn't it?
Yeah.
We don't care. That's what made Switzerland so great for so many people for so long. It's we ain't gonna tell nobody what you do. Send us your money, yeah.
We'll hold it for you, bro.
Yeah. Sure. Come sweet.
Come we will take your dollars.
And we will never have anyone in Switzerland ever watching this show.
Well, probably. Yeah, you never know. Maybe now we will. The word's going to spread from Albania and Germany, and they're going to be like, yeah, you hear these crazy Americans saying, yeah. And then Switzerland.
One does the worst accents ever.
Yeah, no kidding.
You got to watch them.
Yeah, you got to at least tune in and hear the morons over in America imitating Switzerland and talking about...
Wir sprechen Schweizerdeutsch.
See? That's
Swiss,
right. You
Swiss German.
Didn't
Swiss
go
German,
to
man. That's
Yeah,
I lived in Germany as a kid.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go.
So
yeah.
I can still speak it enough. I mean, I probably couldn't tell you the name of half the things, but I've got a fairly decent accent still, and butcher all the grammatical thing, which is really bad because the Germans hate when you butcher their grammar.
Oh yeah, I'll bet.
It was so. I took my family to San Francisco a couple of years ago, and we were at the trolley.
What the hell was that?
Having a lot.
Wow.
Oh God. So I'm looking at my board. I'm like, oh great, it's melting down.
No,
that's so awesome. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
I apologize.
And we were there at the trolley turnaround, down at the end, by Fisherman's Wharf.
Right.
So there's a German guy standing next to us, and he's talking, and I try to say hello in German and start talking to him, and I don't say it too much, and he just turns his back on me and won't talk to me because I'm not speaking well enough for him. He just, and I'm like, dude, I know, but I'm like, dude, you're German. I mean, your English is worse than my German, so you can just chill out, Like, who do you think you are?
Get back on the plane. Take your damn chocolate and badly made clocks with you. Yeah,
back with you.
Yeah, and shave your back while you're at it. Yeah, and your mom's
The only German
back.
I remember from class, my one German class I took was Das ist ein Hammer.
There you go.
And it works for everything.
Who's Dossie, and why does he have a hammer?
I don't know. I think it means that's incredible.
Oh.
What? I only remember because remember the TV show That's Incredible?
Yes.
So I imagine back, in the day in Germany when it was, American show but dubbed in German, Das ist ein Hammer. Might be Hamer. I don't know.
And
anyway,
I know, Brian, you don't watch a whole lot of TV, and Matt, I know you watch a lot of reruns and stuff, but
yeah.
I watch cat videos on YouTube.
There you go.
Those are always good.
Well, have you seen the one about the cat that listens to Pink Floyd? No, because Matt hasn't made it yet.
Dude, you should make an extended streaming video of that, and then just see. It might go viral, man.
Oh my God, I'll bet it would. You have to do it.
Monetize it, baby.
Oh, that's it. And we'll sponsor
one of these days, I'll set up something in my office.
And just put the cat in there with some catnip.
On some Pink Floyd for her.
Yeah, and a catnip toy.
And she'll go like, oh, this
a little catnip bong.
Yeah.
This is way better than their earlier stuff.
Somebody heard that.
Good till metal. But even that's
just see the
primitive.
cat
This album is like the height.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh no! I was saying, before I met you, Chris, I had this cat that if you were smoking weed, he would totally come up and just like get in your face and just be like, blow that in my face, you asshole. Come on, do it. I want to get high. And he'd totally come over, bother you, get high, and then bail, go outside and go do whatever, probably go hunt birds while he's stoned out of his mind and be like, oh yeah, look at this.
We used to get a cat high all the time. It was pretty cruel. But in fact, it was me, Rob, and Greg. I had adopted a cat when I first moved in there. And we'd get baked and just grab the cat's head and they'd just sit there. And after a while, it was just like, yeah, all right, whatever.
Cats love it, dude. Not all cats. My other cat couldn't, like, you'd start smoking a bowl or something.
It's like, I can't believe I'm on here with these guys. This is insane.
So what were we going to talk about? Well, you big bully. We're going to talk about Elon Musk.
I was trying to find a way to like work that into like being bullied into putting a brain chip in your head and then the Antichrist basically controlling you. But
well, go do that then.
So I just did. And so that's well, and the whole reason I wanted to bring up the whole bullying thing is because I've actually been being bullied. And I'm not going to say by who, but it's people that are close to me. And I stood my ground, and it really kind of sucked. I mean, we're kind of cool now, but it was like at a point where, like, at first it started with one person, and because I wasn't agreeing with them, they all of a sudden I was homophobic. I was a racist. I was like, that's not even the point. I mean, they just turned it into their own whole thing. For some reason, they turned it into all about them. And
you were being bullied as an adult?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
excuse my language,
but no, I mean, it's not like they were sitting going, you. They were not physically assaulting me, but they were basically verbally trying to bully me into their point of view. And I'm like, I don't agree with you. I'm sorry, and I mean, it's cool. Everybody's got their own point of view. And again, it wasn't even what the whole topic of the conversation was about. But then as soon as that happened, then another person got involved. And this is like almost a week later and started doing the same thing to me. And I'm like, whoa, where is this coming from? Well, I heard you were saying, I was like, oh, good God, and I'm like, listen, this is the point of the conversation that was happening. And then I'm like, okay, well, still, but you've changed and you're more. And I'm like, oh, good. Okay.
Well, it's a good thing. Everyone should change. That's what life is, man.
And
growing.
It was basically about a lot of principles of my faith and stuff like that. And I'm not going to change that. And I'm not going to apologize.
Were they trying to make you feel bad about your religious choices in life?
Yeah. Basically, my values. And
we had a friend a few years ago that started going to church. Like I haven't really been to church since I was like 15, but she was afraid to like tell my wife and I that she started going to church on Sundays because she was afraid of what we might say. And we were just like, never ever going to belittle anyone because of their religious views,
right?
Whatever they might be, who cares? That's your personal.
Well, if somebody's murdering kittens and sacrificing them to the dark underlord, I'm gonna probably say something.
Well, it'd be like, hey man, that's not cool. But I mean, at the same time,
that's not cool.
Couldn't you find a better way? I mean, than to murder the kittens? Why don't you
murder a Cabbage Patch doll?
Like make a like a Jello mold of a cat, fill it with like jam or something. Like, would that work? I mean, but if I mean, but at the same time,
yeah, no,
that's what your religious philosophy is, man.
And it's agree to disagree, and that's fine. But I wasn't even getting that. I was no, you've totally changed, and you're wrong. And I'm like, I really haven't changed. I'm just stronger in this viewpoint now because I know it's based off my faith, and I know it's the right thing to do according to God's law in the Bible. So that's what I'm going off of. I'm not going off of anybody's political viewpoints. I'm not going off of this guy's viewpoints. I'm not softening because of this. This is what is written in the Word of God in the Bible, and that's what I'm going off of.
So basically, you've just grown.
I've just grown
you
stronger.
Have personally grown stronger, yeah.
Yeah, I've grown stronger with my relationship with God, and I'm not backing down from it. And the fact that these people have known me for a long time, and that they know that when I have a viewpoint, I will stand by it unless I'm totally proven wrong. And I've had these viewpoints. It's just they've wavered a little bit in through my philosophical learnings, but it's still the same thing. So anyway, I was being bullied. Yeah. And it really kind of sucked. And I know there's a lot of it going on everywhere, with the, and I'm not trying to, the Black Lives Matters thing, these riots and stuff. It's one thing to protest and be strong in your protest, but it's another thing to walk around harassing people into believing something that they don't necessarily believe in, or being forced to, take this viewpoint, and that, we're having to make reparations for something that happened over 100 years ago. No, it sucks. And there's been a lot of horrible things that have been going on. And there is a need for some change in the way some things are handled, but don't be walking around and walking up to elderly people, start pushing them and punching them around because they don't want to raise their fist with you, or it's oh God, it's just so
un-American.
Insane. It's so insane that that's okay, but then if you don't want to believe it, it's not okay. I mean, this is what makes America great, is the fact that we have our choices of how we want to live our lives.
Well, this is what I always say is, this is America. You can believe any dumb thing you want.
Pretty much.
Yeah. The hard part, though, is that we've gotten to a point where we've got essentially even political bullying, where we can't even speak. I'm like, right now, I'm just working with a couple of guys on trying to get a bus out of Brazil, and they want it painted before it comes up, and so they want to do some color on the bottom and kind of a white on the top. And so they've got all these different shades of white, one of them's pearl white, one of them, whatever. And so here I am, like, having this conversation back and forth with this guy this morning. And I'm starting to write like pearl white, lotus white, all this stuff. And I'm writing the word white. And I have this thought come to me like, oh man, this is kind of racist. And then I'm like, I'm literally talking about a paint chip color. And this whole societal thing about, white guilt and white privilege and all this stuff.
Right.
The using and typing the word white suddenly made me feel like I had this little moment of like, right. But I mean, this little moment where I'm like, and then I'm like, dude, this is so stupid. Why would I? But again, it's one of those things where I paid enough attention to, the societal discussions and all the stuff that I'm like, here I am having this little like brief moment of, what? You really are having some sort of thought process that somehow white is going to be, a bad thing to even write the word white in connection with a paint code color.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how many times you write it in an email.
That's true.
Oh, over 7 times, totally out of place.
Right.
Well, at least it was only 3 white colors. So one of them was lotus white. One of them was ivory. Ivory white, and the other one was pearl white. So
at least one of them wasn't pure race white.
Right.
I mean, I could see that making you a little.
So I got to tell you this joke since we're kind of on this whole white thing. So no, it's totally fine because it triggered this really.
There should be a shirt that says that this is made out of pure race white.
So no, but so when I lived out in Brazil, obviously it's a very mixed culture, and so there was this little play on, how much whiteness you had going on societally, and so people would drive around with these little stickers on their car that said contains 1 gram, and of course,
that's funny.
Yeah, and it was anyway. So it was sort of a this is how much white I have in me. But we all knew what it was really like making a reference to, and so we were just we were thinking 1 gram of Colombian had nothing to do with 1 gram of the motherland or whatever.
Oh, because a gram of Colombian, you're flying high, baby.
Anyway, we were dying. I thought, oh man, I actually at some point in time I actually ended up with one of those stickers. I have no idea where it is.
Oh my gosh! Oh, you gotta find it, dude. You have a massive sticker collection.
I do.
Yeah.
I've got way too many stickers.
Yes. Oh my.
That's the problem with stickers is you get them and where do you put them?
On my fender.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say he's got a whole fender that's Yeah.
Guitar or
no,
car?
his fender on
my
his
bug
bug.
fender.
Oh, okay.
It's like the whole car is cherry except for that fender is covered in stickers.
Yeah, but it's only and all the stickers on that are typically skate, surf, snowboard,
right,
and maybe a couple mountain bike, and then that kind of thing. But it's fun.
Yeah, it's awesome.
At the time, it was cheaper than painting.
There you go. Yeah.
Because they were all free.
So okay, so yeah,
you get a new paint job every time you buy a pair of Vans.
Yep.
You just write in and say, hey, I need some more stickers, man. So yeah, the political bullying. Okay, yeah, I totally. It's especially hot right now. Everybody's like, left is right, right is left, and they're wrong, and it's like, oh my god, and the word liberal nowadays is like being so misused. It's not even funny.
It can have any kind of connotation you want because they call the Nazis were liberals back in the day,
and that's what I'm saying. They keep using it, and it's like it's a bad thing. It's like this whole Karen and Ken thing. I swear to God, if my name as a woman were Karen or if my name was Ken as a man, I would be suing the hell out of somebody for degrading my name. I mean, why not? It's America. You can do that. So they should have said it was Christian, and then that way I could have made some money somehow. But I got a sister that's a lawyer. I could figure it out. I'm just saying it could happen randomly. But and then now, Matt, you were kind of telling me a story about a reverse bullying situation.
Well, I mean, you know me, and
I like to think I do, Matt, but you've
known me a little bit enough. But so I mean, I'm kind of a big guy, and I've had people tell me that like I'm scary, which I don't. I mean, I can see it. When I've had enough, I've had enough.
Right.
And I just bullshit like, you know, do I have to pound someone's face?
Right.
Or are we gonna is everything gonna be cool here?
Yeah.
But you know, 99% of the time, I don't care.
Yeah, you're a very chill person.
Yeah, like I can put up with a lot before I start, you know, getting pissed. But so back, like, you know, in a little backstory. So in junior high, we learned that if you were a little bit short on money, that you could stand at the end of the lunch line after people have paid and be like, "Hey man, you got a quarter? You got a quarter?" And then you get 50 cents or whatever, and then you can go buy, you know, whatever it was you wanted to go buy in the lunch line, right? And that was like 7th grade or whatever, and then kind of stopped it, and this and that, and then at some point in 8th grade, one of my friends was like, "Man, I'm 30 cents short of blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh, I know what you can do. Just go stand over here, and you know, hit people up as they're getting change. You know,
right?
5 minutes, you'll have your 30 cents or whatever." So like whatever, and so we did it every once in a while when you're, you know, like I really want a bag of peanuts or whatever, and not what you thought I said.
Well, you actually glitched out, so it sounded like you edited it yourself. I was like, "Whoa, how'd you do that?"
Oh, that's funny.
But anyway.
So then fast forward to high school, and this was, I think, maybe my junior year, maybe sophomore year.
Right.
Where we would, in high school, we started doing that a little more regularly because once you got 80 cents, you could get a burrito and the fries. You know, it's only like 4 people giving you money. And so we used to do this every once in a while and whatever, and this and that. And I used to like leave class on occasion and just go talk to the vice principal. You know, because it screws school. And one day, like I'm in there and he's like, "Hey, I'm glad you're in here. I've had a complaint about you." I'm like, "From what teacher? I mean, who cares?" Right? It's like, "No, it's I can't say his name, but you've been bullying him." And my reaction, "What? I would never bully anybody, you know,
unless it was for lunch money."
That's just, well, I mean, but it turned out, yeah, it was some kid that every time we were like hitting people up for their change, the kid was always good for a quarter. Like, "Hey man, I know you got money. I just saw them give you change. Come on, man, cop it up." And so the vice principal is just like, "Hey man, you know, I know you're not like that, but if you could just stop, that'd be great." And like, it blew my mind to think that I was someone's bully.
Well, but you kind of see how that's extortion, right?
Money. What?
It's kind of like extortion.
Yeah, I mean, but I found out like who it was, and even though
and you beat him up,
say who it was, and I beat the snot. No, sorry. No, I apologized to him. I'm like, "Hey man, the one thing you need to learn in life is to say no." Like,
so give me $1.
Everyone else around you says no, and who gives a shit? and that's the only lesson I'm ever going to be able to give you in your life is I'm not your bully. I don't care if you give me money or not. And learn to say no, kid. And we stopped doing that.
I was going to say. So did you just hit him up for $1 after that?
I had a job. You know, it's not like I didn't have a job. I got a paycheck.
Yeah. From the people in lunch line and
that was my job. No, but you know what I mean? So to find out you're someone's bully when you're not trying to be a bully.
Right. And there's a lot of people who misconceive people's intentions which, you know, especially in this hypersensitive society that we live in nowadays, happens a ton. I mean, you know, it's like, okay, here's a good example. When I first moved out here into the Midwest, okay, I mean, we all know I say bro and dude a lot, okay? Well, and, you know, I had lots of black friends and stuff. You know, and people that I worked with, I always said bro. It was just kind of a natural thing for me. Out here, literally, the first job I'm working at, this guy out on the dock, I'm like, hey, bro, can you, you know, get this move for me? He's like, what'd you call me? Bro? And he's like, what's that supposed to mean? And I'm like, dude, you know, and I mean, it was not my mindset to be like, you know, bro is in bro, you know, it was just like a dude reference, and totally misconceived because he had to be hyper, you know, afraid of, you know, and because it is the Midwest, we're very close to the South where there is a lot of that somewhat racial tension because of the way things have been in the past. But I mean, this
like
is
white brother, like,
well, you know, like bro, you know, like as in, you know, I'm calling him a bro as like, you know, brother, you know, and it was just totally ill-conceived because that's the way he wanted to think of it instead of just being like bro as in dude, you know. And then once he got to know me, you know, after a couple of months, it was funny because he was like, hey, you remember when I first like got, you know, I'm like, yeah, I remember that. You were being a real ass, but you know, and he, I mean, he even admitted, he's like, you know, you're right. It was me just being way too, you know, uptight,
hypersensitive.
Yeah. Well, but uptight. Yeah. And there's so much of that now. It's incredible. It's like we're almost reverting back to, you know, back in the early 60s and stuff where there was all this racial tension because of those kinds of attitudes and hypersensitivity.
Well, and everyone was, you know, code words. Like, what does that really mean when you call, like,
yeah,
you know, like the first time a white person said to me, hey brother, can you help me out? Like, and they were white, and it's just like what kind of like
what
like,
do you
I know
imply?
that there's some kind of like like Aryan brotherhood thing going on. You think I'm down with that or something? Like, I'm not your brother. I'm, you know, just because I'm white, you know, doesn't mean, you know, until I realized that that's just the way he said, hey guy.
Right. And
or bro.
So, and like I said, you know, and it's reverted into such a bullying thing nowadays. And it's just so mind-boggling. Why, you know, for a while there, man, everybody was just chill and getting along, and yeah, we were allowed to have our different viewpoints. Everybody like, okay, well, that's the way he thinks it's cool, and that's the way she's going to be, whatever. But now it is just so blown up and out of control, and I'm telling you, it's
it's because they've injected politics into literally every aspect of our lives. Yeah. I was making a comment to one of our high school friends a couple of days ago, kind of about that. I said, you know, they've politicized everything in our lives. I said, you know what didn't happen this past weekend? Not a single person that's in my elected official sphere of influence, from city council to the president, showed up at my house, helped me mow my lawn, helped me fix the trailer wires, you know, on my trailer or anything like that.
Right.
Because my daily life isn't politicized. When I go to 7-Eleven and pump some gas and go inside and say hi to, you know, somebody that's in line or anything like that, it's not political, you know. Right. I mean, I'm in a bazillion car forums, you know, and of course I speak Portuguese to all these guys on all these other crazy car forums, and I'm like, I don't think about anything going on there as being some sort of connection to politics. We're right. Like, hey, how do I get this car thing issue that I'm dealing with done? And I clearly see the guys, you know, profile as he's somebody who's, a person of color, as they're calling it nowadays.
Right.
And it's like, we're just like, hey, how do we get this fixed? Oh, you got that experience? You've had that problem? You know?
And that's the sad thing too, is, we can't, I mean, not that I really did, but yeah, you have to use person of color now. And, and the whole LGBTQZY, you're gay, you're not gay, whatever.
My thoughts on all that. Who cares? I don't care what your skin color, the amount of melatonin in your skin, the way your brain is wired. You know what? Unless you're in my immediate circle of people I have to deal with on any type of regular basis, I don't care.
Yeah. It's just go do your thing. Yeah.
Shit, man. And help me out or don't. I don't.
Hey, can I also something that bothers me a lot with people that are out there proclaiming that they're not racist? They're like, I don't care if you're, and they go through like a list of colors.
Yeah.
And they always invariably put purple in there. And I'm like, dude, if you ever saw anybody that was purple, there's no Barney hatred, of course, but the point is that, like, why would you list colors and then put a non-human color in there if you're not racist? So anyway, it always just seems like such a weird thing where somebody's trying to be so, self-righteous about, hey, I'm not this, I'm not that. And then they use some completely off the wall, unrelated scenario to try to claim that they're not what they're saying they are. I always find that, like, dude, did you realize how weird that sounds if you're trying to make that proclamation?
Well, yeah, and it's true because purple is not correct anyway. It would be mauve. So
lavender folk.
Whoa, dude. Okay, that was not me. That was Matt. All right, he did the whole lavender thing. I have nothing. Do not stand behind the lavender separation. That's how stupid it is, dude. And or they say, I don't care if you're polka dot or checker. It's like, well, that would be tattooed. And
that might be some symptoms that you got to worry about, right?
Yeah, or unless it's a tattoo, in which case, stay the hell away from that tattoo shop.
Like on Friends when Phoebe, went to go get a tattoo and then she just got a little dot and she goes, "Oh, I got the whole world."
The whole world.
It's just very small. So,
that's funny.
Yeah. So,
and Brian, those people that have to say like this and that, like, oh, or they go on to say, I don't see color.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you're lying. Everybody does. It's just you have to take that extra step to
not care about it.
Not care about it. Like, it doesn't matter. That's just going to help me recognize you in a crowd. Being like, oh, I know that guy way over there. You know how I know? So,
yeah.
Or we could do like how my brother and my sister-in-law went to a concert that my wife's boss was also going to, and none of those three had ever met. And she's like, oh, like, what do they look like? I'll freak them out by saying hi to them or something. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, how do you describe two people without being completely offensive? And I said, hell with it. Let's do this. You're going to look for Jesus and the Mexican chick. And my wife's boss was just like, what? I'm like, no, seriously. You go there and you find a guy that looks like Jesus that's with a Mexican chick, and that's them. And it was.
Except they call him Jesus.
No, because my brother's white.
I know.
So it's Jesus.
I was doing the interracial thing there.
Oh, I know. But I found that to be offensive.
Yeah, well, I got your offensive. I got it right here. No, I really do. There's a little jar right here I have that says
offensive. The only way you can describe people is by their
physical
appearance. Yeah.
So, as a hook, if we put the brain chip in, then we could delete the whole racial bias thing and then cure cancer and be controlled by master puppets. And that's the hook. That's why Elon Musk wants to do it.
That's the tie-in, baby.
Yep. See, that's how we bring it around. And that's how.
But you're going to bully me into getting that chip?
Oh, yeah, we're going to bully. No, you'll never know because we'll erase it from your memory once the chip's in.
No, there you go.
So bullying will be a thing.
We'll make it mandatory. You can't work, you can't eat, you can't go to school, you can't do anything unless you get
work anyway. Try again, man.
But see, then you also have to follow the right motions according to the patent, so that way,
right, that's true.
You're the rat in the maze and do your maze dance, and then.
Well, now when you're doing line dances, they know whether you actually know the moves or not.
Oh, and then they would explode your brain if you got it wrong.
Scanners,
dude. See, this is how it all works. This is the man. This is why you don't trust Whitey. All right, see, and that's not really racial. It is, but I don't care.
But it's true. You shouldn't trust Whitey.
No, that's why I have liquid paper and it's brown.
Are you sure that's liquid paper?
No, it's actually chocolate milk that's spoiled, but yeah, whatever. It still works, and after a while, it just smells weird, and bad. And it reminds me of Matt's cat.
That's when you're trying to correct the name on your lunch bag. You use the brown kind.
Mom, you spelled it wrong again. Whichever one you are, just take that lunch. So. Now, here's a question for you. Since you have so many kids, I've got 4, you have 6. Do you go to yell at one of them and you go, but I did, you go through 5 different names until you get the right one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Happens all the time.
Oh, thank you. Because I still do it to this day. And
I have called one of my kids the pet's name.
Oh, God.
So that's how you knew your parents were super mad, was they would blow through 20 names before they got to yours.
And you're like, I have no idea who half these people are.
And then they would say all your names. Once they got your first name, then came your middle name and your last name.
Oh, yeah.
And you were a dead meat.
Yeah, that was always the
or they would just call you all over, you, and they would just point at the one that was in trouble. And they would be even more mad because they couldn't think of your name at the time. So they'd be mad at themselves, but they blame you for being the one that made them so mad they couldn't remember.
That's right, man.
It's like the old Bill Cosby joke. It's like, for years I thought my name was God damn it. God damn it, get over here. You son of a bitch, get back over here. Yeah, so yeah, that was yeah, I know it's cursing, but yeah, it was a funny bit. I'm not gonna lie. I know Bill's a freak, but he was very funny in his stand-up, so we got to give him credit for that. And I'm
mad at him because he ruined my record collection.
What?
I've got so many Bill Cosby records.
How is that ruining it? He's still funny.
Can't sell them anywhere. They're not worth anything.
Why would you sell them?
Buy those things. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But
when you put them on, you can't. It's like you can't not think of what he was doing before the recording session or after the recording session.
Exactly. And some of that stuff is so funny. That guy dug himself a grave. He could have. I was just thinking about this the other day. He could have mitigated he could have saved himself a little bit, by just going, you know what? I did do that. I'm not going to say it was right, and it was done. I wasn't the only one doing it. It's not right. Let me punish me. I'll do my time, pay my fines, whatever. But no, he kept denying something.
Yeah.
The evidence just kept building up, and
Yeah, once you're
so he lost trust. He lost someone that I used to look up to. I learned so much. This is what I was thinking about the other day. I learned so much about Black history from the Cosby Show because of the guests they would have on and the people that they, the memories they would talk about and everything. And you're like, wow, it's actually a real education, even though a little sugar coated, but still an education. But I mean, someone I admired and respected just denied it until they're a nobody.
Yeah. And
so sad.
It is. And like you said, once you're there, dude, okay. I mean, you've got a laundry list of people going, yeah, me too. And which I just used a hashtag and it's not a hashtag, it's a pound sign. So
pound me too.
Oh my God, that was awesome. Oh, dude, if you were here, I would kiss you right on the forehead. That was freaking beautiful. And it was, I don't care, how incorrect you all think it was. So,
it was comedy,
bad. Man. It was bad, but Brian, it was so awesome. It was so well timed. I mean, it was just boom, right there. And I know. I'm gonna have to go and.
Good time.
See, if we had the brain chips in, boom, we could bully it right out of us.
Right. Well, and somebody would have zapped us for actually saying something, rude like that. We would have been like, oh, yeah, THX 1138, baby. You ever see that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Trippy, man.
What? Wait a minute. Hold on. I know that. What is that?
Is that Donald Sutherland?
I don't know who the actors are in it. I thought it was Pamela Glacier, the guy from Starsky and Hutch. The dark-haired guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're in this underground world where they're all being controlled with drugs, and they have like those robotic police. And he stops taking his drugs and becomes aware, and then he escapes because they've been telling him you can't go outside, because the world is bad and it's been blown up and all that stuff. It's kind of like a Logan's Run type thing.
I was gonna say that sounds.
It's an early Lucas film.
Is it Lucas or is it? Yeah, I think it is. I think it's one of his.
It's Lucas.
It is Lucas.
Huh.
So it was. And anyway, so he eventually made the sound company THX 1138. So when you see movies start, they always have that
THX.
With the THX 1138. THX.
And he uses 1138 is littered throughout the Star Wars.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
World.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of references to THX 1138.
Yeah.
And see, we're also an educational show. Nobody else knew that until now, especially like people in Albania, probably.
Now, exactly. Now they're going to look for those little Easter eggs all throughout the Star Wars series.
See that? Yeah. So now we've all learned something, and that Elon Musk is the Antichrist, and that you can't be bullied into getting to a chip unless it's nachos, which anybody can bully me into nacho chips any day.
How do you know it's having nachos later?
Huh? Because I said anybody can bully me into a chip with nachos. I'm just tying in the fact that I'm kind of hungry. So that's.
Little side note, I'm making nachos for dinner tonight.
Okay, so
I fry up my own corn tortilla chips.
We're going.
Whoa, that's hardcore.
We're going to Matt's house.
Yeah,
so that's
come on over, man.
Okay, I'll be a couple hours.
I'll be a couple hours behind him because I'm literally 8 hours. No,
and we'll shut off all the lights.
Yeah, it's about an 8 hour.
About that.
We don't see anybody out there.
So
yeah, something like that.
So 8 hours from here, and then a good 12 hours to California, probably.
At least 12. Are you kidding? From here in Colorado?
No. Oh no.
No way.
To
NorCal, Central Coast, Probably more like 20.
Yeah, I was going to say 18, 20.
Why don't you guys just fly? All you need to do is get to Denver. We have flights into San Luis out of Denver.
No, I'm going to go meet him, and then we're going to drive one of the bugs or something now.
Oh, man, that'll be even longer. That's 27 hours.
You're gonna
Plus a couple of days.
One of those Toyotas.
A couple of breakdowns.
Yeah, but we'll be close to the West Coast, so we'll find parts on the way. It'll be easier.
Yeah, that's true.
So
all right,
that's true.
Yeah. So there we go. All right. So we're going to go to Matt's and get nachos, and we're going to leave all these people here to contemplate the educational, mind-chipping, blowing, bullying facts that we've dropped on them all over the world, because this is a worldwide show and people love it. And you guys noticed the songs I've been playing in the background? Yeah, that's
I have.
Yeah, going straight to hell, boy. There it is.
Is that off of Black Market Clash?
Yes, it is. Actually, this is a live version that I pulled up. It sounds pretty cool. So anyway, yeah. Again, we hooked it in with the Clash, which I always seem to end up playing on this show somehow.
You were playing some Dead Kennedys earlier.
Yes, I was. I was playing. We got bigger problems now. I was trying to do that during the Elon Musk thing, but for some reason it wouldn't play. And so anyway, vote negative on the chips if it ever comes up, and the Microsoft patent, because that's all just evil corporate government controlling brain dead stuff. And okay, Clash is over with, and so I guess I should probably just shut up now. But anyway. So, guys, thank you so much. I love the awesome input, and Brian, so quick with the pound me too thing. It was awesome. I know it's the little things in my. Oh yeah, and Brian, you missed it. I had Kurt on last week, and then you had to tune out. I brought up the fact that Matt was looking at porn and masturbating to it on the show, and Kurt just kind of went. I'm like, oh yeah, I just talked about masturbation with my pastor on here. Awesome. All right. So
wait, but you make it sound like I actually was looking at porn and masturbating.
You were referring to being in a dark room looking at something, and I took it as looking at porn on your.
And you just went.
Your dark mind took it where you took it, gutter boy.
I did. I work in the trucking industry. It's pretty nasty. So, yeah. That's what I do. I just push the limits, and then I wait for somebody else to take it over the edge.
But yeah, your poor pastor.
I know, but he was great. He did a great job.
He was a good sport.
Yes, Pastor Kurt, love you, brother. And he actually
his next sermon on Sunday was like, okay, let's talk about the sin of
sexual immorality. And sitting at a computer, and So.
And Chris, why don't you come on up here?
You're gonna have to be re-saved, buddy.
Oh, dude, yeah, they're gonna have to baptize me a few more times. It's really cleanse me good and hold me under for a while, and short out the chip in my brain from being bullied around.
My wife and I were listening to that show.
Yeah.
While cooking that tri-tip.
Oh, you need the tri-tip recipe, dude, Brian. Oh my God.
So my wife and I just bought myself a pellet smoker. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So
Matt, you got to send him the recipe.
It's not a Traeger, it's a different one, but yeah, it's something like a Traeger.
Nice. Yeah. Matt was cooking a tri-tip earlier. It was pretty awesome.
I found this recipe that's it's childhood, old school Santa Maria style tri-tip.
Which is delicious, by the way. So
and it's the only way to eat a tri-tip. Anyone that puts barbecue sauce on your tri-tip?
No, you just got to eat
ribs.
It's
not ribs.
No. But it's still good.
Still good.
Barbecue sauce.
It's no.
Yeah. It's like putting mayonnaise on your French fries. It's good, but it's wrong. But anyway.
I can't stand mayonnaise.
Oh, dude, on French fries, it's awesome. But
so there's a Utah thing called fry sauce, and it's basically ketchup mixed with mayonnaise, and they call it fry sauce. And so if you go to some little place there, like if you go to McDonald's, they offer fry sauce.
Really?
Yeah, it's
So
weird.
you're going to give me
nasty.
Thousand Island dressing without the islands.
That's nasty. I don't care either way.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And and now we know when traveling in Utah and you like ketchup and mayonnaise mixed together, I order fry sauce. It's the way to go. That's how we roll.
And everyone send a jar of mayonnaise to Brian's house.
Oh gosh, no.
No, I'll take it.
Send it to Kristian.
Yeah. Kansas City. I'll take I like the avocado mayonnaise too. So anyway, but I'll take real mayonnaise, not Miracle Whip. No, that's not.
None of the above.
Miracle Whip has its place.
No, it doesn't.
On a bologna sandwich.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah.
Mustard and mayonnaise. And it's got to be fried bologna.
Who are you, my dad? Jeez, Lou.
I don't know. All right. Okay, that's for a whole nother show, is the fried bologna thing. So anyway, all right, guys.
We should do a show about weird food that you grew up on. That would be a fun show.
Ooh, all right.
Sounds
there we go.
good.
I'm game. Next week, we're on.
All right.
Next Tuesday, because I'm not going to be able to do anything else the rest of the week. So, yeah, no show Thursday. But, all right. So, next Tuesday, we're doing a show on weird food. So, make sure you pay attention. Join in. We are on YouTube. So, subscribe so you know whenever we're on. And then you can join in and type something to us, and we will respond to you. Or send it to KJ Voiceworks with an X at gmail.com. Maddie's photos on Instagram, right? Something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And if you're interested
with the link in the bio to my portfolio.
Yeah. So there you go.
One of these.
Brian, USA _
Combi connection.
Combi _
with a K.
connection, right? There's the underscore though in between.
I don't know exactly. No, I don't think so. I think it's just if you look up USA Combi Connection on Facebook, it'll be there.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that's even easier. No more underscores. So there we go. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. All right.
No, well, you've got it right for Instagram though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm thinking of. So there we go. If you are interested in Land Cruisers, old Land Cruisers, and old Volkswagens, that's the man. All right. And
or any other crazy things.
Or fry
and
sauce.
Those Land Cruisers.
And
pretty.
Yeah.
And I'm going down. I'm leaving tomorrow to go down to Texas and pick 2 up.
Oh man! All right.
Are you going to post pictures on Instagram?
Oh yeah.
I will like them.
So
like them a lot.
All right. Well, kids, that's going to be the show, and we thank you for tuning in. Like I said, you got any ideas or anything, email them on over, or you can respond. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, The Random Kristian Show. Check it out. Thanks so much. Have a beautiful week. Be good to each other. For God's sakes, just be nice. All right? It ain't that hard. Say hi, or just don't even respond and walk on and just grunt. All right? But just be cool. All right? All right, guys. Thank you so much. We will talk to you next week. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful week. Peace out. Be good.
Adios.
Peace out.